Welcome to the JustZoSho. I am your host, JustZo. And people, this is the 20th episode. The 20th. I mean, wow. It took a minute, but here we are. Now, I know, y'all been asking me, like, what's going on. We've been kind of busy, so my apologies for making y'all wait. But we've been busy on other projects, and y'all be hearing them shortly, so just give us a minute. But we do still do the remixes and suggestions, so if there's anything you guys want to hear or see or whatever, just let us know. We try our best to try our hand at it and go from there. That's what we love to do, Also, feel free to leave a comment, suggestion, feedback, or whatever it is about the show that you like, don't like, or feel I could do to make it better, or whatever. Just let it be known. I'm not a sensitive guy. I could take pretty much anything that you throw at me, and we can't, because life gonna throw some things at you. And you gotta be able to handle that. You can't just be no sensitive cookie out here. You're gonna find yourself somewhere you really don't want to be. So think about that for a minute. But people, 20th episode. And man, I got a hot one for y'all this time. I'm so excited about this, but I don't even know which one I want to start with. But I'm going to start with this right here. Okay. There's these acquaintances I talk to on a regular, One's he's like a religious guy, but he used to be in the streets back in the day, but he changed his life, and he's I'm not gonna say Mr. Holy, but he he speaks differently. He's not a potty mouth, you know what I mean? Like, he's not one of the ones. If he used the N-word, somebody done pissed him the hell off. That's just who he is. Now, the other guy is like the opposite, total opposite. Like, this guy, if he's talking about a woman, he's not going to call her a woman, a lady, or anything like that. She's going to be every B and H and S and whatever. She's going to be something derogatory. And the thing with that is, folks, like, I'm 50, and both of these brothers are a little bit older than me. They not like much older than me. They not like in their 60s, but they're not too far from it either. So the thing I'm saying with that is, when I was younger, in my late teens, early 20s, me, my brothers and cousins and friends and things of that such, like, that's how we used to talk. We had felt like we got the freedom to cuss. So every word about our mouth was probably that, ish, this, that, oh, that, blah, 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 what, just being young and foolish. But in my family, we have a lot of women in my family, a lot of ladies in my family. So we definitely didn't want nobody speaking to them that kind of way. So, of course, we had to change our ways and grow up. And that's the thing you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grow up. I felt like that. Like, when time passes, when we reach a certain milestone or thing of that such, like there's some things you gotta let go. You're supposed to let go. Like for instance, I had braids. I had long hair in my 20s. And I said to myself, when I turn 30, I'm cutting this hair off. Now, not saying guys in their 30s with braids still are ignorant or whatever the case. That was just me. That was my personal milestone. And I felt like I needed to make a change or needed to, you know, call myself try to grow up a little bit more because of that situation. Not saying that my hair was wild or I was out here crazy or anything like that. No. But I just felt like when we get a certain age and we reach a certain milestone, there's just things that we need to change. You know, it's like at some point you have to grow up. You got to look at things for what they are and not what they appear to be. You hear me? And that brings me to this second part or third, well, yeah, the second part. And I remember telling y'all a few episodes ago about the electrifying mojo. He is one of my biggest idols, I should say. Like, he's one of the real reasons why I do what I do now, as far as like do this podcast with you guys. Only thing I haven't done or don't do is play no music after I'm finished talking. But this guy, like, he was the pinnacle for me. He was the pinnacle. Like, he was the top. And anybody my age or a little younger or whatever, everybody knows about the electrifying mojo. That guy was that, he was that guy. Whatever station he was on, it was lit. You know, he played the music, he came with the knowledge, he did it all, you know. And like I said, I got his book, The Mental Machine, you know. He recited some poems out that piece that was heavy, which I'm about to do soon, you know. He was a big influence on me, as y'all can see. And I just, man, it's just so much. I'm at a loss for words trying to explain how big of an influence this man was on me. Like, I loved listening to his show. And back then, I guess that's when music was music. Like, I can't listen to this stuff now. It's depressing. It's depressing and degrading, you know. I just can't do it. And I feel like a hypocrite saying that back in my day with NWA, Two Live Crew, and all that. But we had more of a variety then. Like, you didn't have to just sit there and listen to that type of music all day. You know, they didn't do that on the radio. Like, now that's all it is. Even the singers trying to be gangster now. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, come on now. You know, it's too many duplicates and not enough originals out here. Like, that right there is just. But you know what? I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to get back to where I was going because I was kind of going off of where I was trying to take you guys to. Now, the thing is, like I said, I'm about to read these poems. And I actually would love for him to come here and just kick it with me on the podcast one of these days. I don't know if he's listening or not, but if you are Mr. Mojo, Mr. Electrifying Mojo, this is me, JustZo, who would love to pick your brain and see what you have to say to the folks now. Now, this poem that I'm about to read of yours, Mr. Mojo, well, I'm not going to keep saying that, but people, it's called Walls Dead Talk. Okay. A warehouse of butchered dreams, crumbled hopes, fading memories of sweet, 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 sublime, a compendium of pain, sweat, and regret. Let those not be walls of bitterness, but moments in time. The air that I breathe is free, I shall breathe. In your direction as I breathe, I will pray this prayer. I will pray that God will bless you and keep you with his almighty grace and enter your spirit. I trust that one day a dove will perch on your window there. Think not, my brothers, of where you are, but who you are. But think sweeter thoughts on who you could become. Though your persons be locked away and bound, send your vibes to the brothers who are free. Say, slow down. Though your persons be locked away and bound, send your vibes to the brothers who are free. Say, slow down. I dig that one. That's a heavy one. I likes that because I've talked about my past. Well, one of my past on one of these, and about me being, on vacation, as they say, but being locked away in prison. Yeah, I was one of those idiots. Yeah. Send your vibes to the brothers who are free. Say, slow down. That's something. But people don't get that until it indirectly affects them in some kind of way, unless it hits them or hits somebody close to them, like a brother, a sibling, or a child or something. And then they have to go through it, and that's what makes them understand how that lifestyle is so different and degrading at the same time. Like, I feel like a lot of folks that are put through those kind of conditions didn't have to even go that route. But, being locked up in prisons are big businesses here in America. Sad to say, but they are. And until we stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe, they're going to continue to be big businesses. So, I'm going to read the prelude to this one. It's called The Prelude to Revolution. Now, just hear me out. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. That was written by William Cullen Bryant. Now, check this one out. The choice is no longer between violence and nonviolence. It is between nonviolence and non-existence. That was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, I'm going to read that again for y'all. The choice is no longer between violence and nonviolence. It's between nonviolence and non-existence. You get that? It ain't about, trying to make a peaceful protest, is pretty much I'll get from that one. Not saying he wanted us to go out here and act a fool and get to fighting and all of that stuff, but between nonviolence and non-existence. Non-existence meaning you just here. Like, yeah, your body's here, but you don't take up no space. You don't have a number that they're going to count you for. If you do, it's not going to be an actual number of that of a human being, as they would like to say. So, y'all do what y'all want with that one. I'm about to read the poem. Revolution. To those brothers who've been fighting for change. I would never want to sound smart. But if you really want to change the world, the revolution isn't out there. It starts in your heart. The world has never long been a perfect place. Peace or war come and they go. To go around in another circle of peace and war to make another group high or low. Violent revolutions never achieve permanent peace. It's only a temporary high or a temporary low. until the haves and have-nots have a change of heart. War will come and peace will go for another meaningless high or low. Now, the haves and the have-nots. That's pretty much what it all boils down to. You know, a lot of times people tend to make it about racism, sexism, or something, some kind of ism. And all in all, it's the have and the have-nots. See, the haves want to continue to have and want to get more haves, but they don't want the have-nots coming up to their level. So they're gonna, I guess, waggle a carrot out here to see which one of you rabbits is gonna come and bite it. They're gonna keep us separated because as long as we're separated, we can't come up with nothing good. We can't come up with a plan of action against those, And I'm not saying nothing violent or anything like that, but long as we're divided, we're not going to be able to come up with some actual facts and bills or laws that need to be changed or in place or something. But that's until we stop being divided. Stop being blacks, whites, Latinos, Asians, Arabs, Middle Eastern, and the alphabet community, LBGQYN, whatever they are, the religious folks, the Christians, the Baptists, the Muslims, just all those folks, those isms and whoever they are, and the Israelites and Moabites and just, what, people, I read this a while back and this is so true. It says religion has shown us to hate everything but love nothing. Religion has shown us to hate everything but love nothing or nobody. I might be quoting it wrong, but that's what I got from it, and that's what it meant. They have all these ways and laws that we're supposed to act when involved in that type of religion. And therefore, if they're not worshiping with us, doing the way that we do it, they're not considered our brothers or sisters. They're considered something other than. My thing is this: if we're all praising God, what the hell is the problem? I mean, I'm praising him this way, you praising him that way. Okay, let's have an actual discussion. Not nothing that we gonna have to end up doing a knockdown, drag out fight about. Let's sit here and talk about it and see what we come up with. Religion to me has did nothing but divided us all. That's it. That's my opinion. And that's just how I feel. Now, you take it and do whatever you want with it. I'm just speaking my piece because, hey, the JustZoSho. Hey, I mean, I'm not trying to pull a rank or anything like, hey, it's my show, I do what I want to. No, but I do speak my mind. I am speaking how I feel. So that religion thing and, the so-called race thing, that's all a bunch of BS, people. Because if we get cut, our blood's going to be the same color. And when we die, we all going to go out of here the same way. Well, not the same way, but we all going somewhere other than our spirit will leave this body and we all will die. I don't care how healthy you think you are, how, you doing all the right things. Guess what? You still gonna die in the end. So with that being said, I always felt like this. We were put on this earth to live and enjoy life, not to be constantly in toil or, on the grind and like slaves just pushing the wheel around and around and around and around and around because that's our job. Now, don't get me wrong. Every man wants to spoil his woman, his kids, and things of that such. But every man don't get the chance to do that because they're too busy trying to do other things, be like these so-called fake gangsters and entertainers that says they're doing all of this and they're not doing none of it. And I'm not saying that they are easily influenced by that or whatever, but I mean, what do you think? I feel like who needs a theme song to do what they're doing out in them streets? That's just straight up ignorant. But that's another day and another topic. So people, remember those two poems I just read. Walls Did Talk and The Revolution are out of the book called The Mental Machine. Now, it's not an easy find, but it's there. The book called The Mental Machine. Check it out if you can. People, it's time for me to go. But if there's something I said that you may have liked or disliked, thank you and my apologies. Make sure to check out other videos and comments and subscribe if you enjoy them. Remember the JustZoSho, S-H-O. I am your host, JustZo. It's just me, and I'm out. Y'all have a good one, people. Peace.